Okay. There has been scandals involving persons, high-profile persons who are close to the president. Not necessarily that some of them work for him, like the minister for the FCT, some Wike, had a public spat with a naval officer some months back. There's a leaked video of Senator Adams Oshomole, who became a masu, emergency masu, on a private jet, involving a South African lady. And then, of course, the most recent one is the Minister for Works and Housing, Dave Umahi, who had this running battle with this lady concerning alleged contract, non-payment, and all of that. All these issues, more even. The question is, how is the president viewing all of this? How is he managing all of this? And what efforts is he taking to pull the ears of these people in a very fatherly way? Since he said he asked, like, if to say, guys, behave, don't.
No, you see, the president has been clear about his directive in governance. Those people who know him know. You must know also. There are people that were suspended in the past. There are people that were sacked in the past. Especially when there's a cogent and compelling reason to do that. If the president were to be the kind of person that is easily moved by emotions, like I cited when I was talking, there'll be a lot of people you end up sacking and they realize they ought not to have been sacked. Because, see, whenever something happens, the frenzy, the public outcry at the beginning may not be the true position of things. People react. And then that's why you have the word investigation. People have to investigate. And then this individual you mentioned are people who are respectable and respected people in government who also have the right to work effectively. So, for example, if you say Dave Umahi had a problem with a lady, you need to investigate to know. Maybe the problem predates his appointment, or in the course of his appointment, somebody wanted to blackmail him. Whatever it is, it has to be investigated. And you don't investigate that by looking at social media, because people have interest and they have their interests pushed by various people that speak for them. Same thing when you talk about Oshomole, who I was privileged to serve as an advisor when he was the national chairman. If there's anybody who is passionate about this government administration, it's Oshomole. And sometimes people go to private. For example, what they were talking about is his private life. He's a public officer, but every public officer also has a private life. And then the next thing is to investigate. I think he has addressed that, and it is far behind. If you talk of Wike, for example, having a spat with the military officer, if you remember at that time, it was said to be that they were going to investigate that. For now, you could see that the situation has died down. The most important thing about government is that if you are a leader, and that is what President Bola Tinubu is demonstrating, don't be quick to judge because of frenzy or social media outcry. Because in most cases, like the way in your question, you were talking about how people can organize in the media against someone. What happened to me recently, I don't want to talk about it because it was a calculated plan.
It was an orchestration.
Orchestration to get me sacked. They go sack you for going to take the bullet for your principal. Are you going to be sacked for incompetence? You are in this country when the president mandated me to go on global media engagement. I granted 187 interviews over that period of time. And I am still confident anywhere under this heaven, if it calls for the defense of this government, I'll be there. There are types of people that serve. Basically, when you are called or appointed as a spokesman, is the most hardest job in government. Because you're going to find yourself even speaking on behalf of not just the president and his administration, but even people around who work for him. Your job is to go there and take the bullet. That's why I said you are not called or appointed to sell ice cream. Every spokesman that everybody liked, that person is undermining his principle. Because your job is to launder the image of the country, domestically and internationally, take the bullet that comes to your principal or to the government that he serves, defend the government with every fiber of your being, and in doing so, you will attract enemies across board. In this case, you have the PDP side that I was privileged to work with before. Do you think they're going to be happy? You have the obedient side that wanted me to come and work with them, and I refused. You think they're going to be happy?
They made you an offer?
Yes, I in many interviews now, when Peter Obi asked President Obasanjo to ask me to come and work. And President Obasanjo called me and I said, Daddy, I need to hear the phone clear when I come out to you. That's why I don't. You know, and then you even from the progressive, the APC, when I left for PDP, there are people that were angry. You want them to be happy. So when I came back, they said they will never forgive me. And the majority of those that were angry now have seen over the period of time and say, okay, we are now convinced that he has truly paid for his sins. So this is you are talking about a personality that the three sides have crowd that are angry with him. That's the nature of the job. But I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
When I was in PDP criticizing Asiwaju, demarcating him for my candidate, do you know because Obedient and PDP have common interest in ensuring Asiwaju didn't win, my supporters cut across the Peter Obi people. This is how you will know the hypocrisy of people. Is that when I came back to Asiwaju, they are now angry. These are the things the president knows, not his imagining, knows that people who are moved by frenzy and all those noise will never see. Again, I want to say before you move to the next question is that a true leader will never be one that will immediately act when something happens without verifying.
You have a point, a good point in that. You mentioned Barrister Nyesom Wike in the course of your remarks. Now, he has this, culture of, granting media, monthly media chats, gathers, mainstream media platforms, 6, 7 of them, and then on a monthly basis. And most of the topics of discussion in that series is purely political, not necessarily defending the activities of the government. And then we're wondering that he has done this far more. I have seen Nyesom Wike in that setting far more than yourself, far more than Bayo Adenuga, than what's the other man's name? This other Yoruba guy, what's his name? The tall one.
Among the three
speakers, yes.
Sunday
Dare. I've seen Wike do this more than. So, are you guys comfortable that he's outshining you guys? And he's not doing it to hold on. He's not even doing it to launder the president's image, but because it's purely politics, reverse local politics, grandstanding PDP affairs, and all of that. And I mean, how do you guys feel about this?
You see, you shine by demonstrating competence. You don't shine by diminishing another. The joy is that we want more people, support groups, everybody to be on board. Actually, the way it is even built to be is that when you are a minister, you're the spokesman to the president of your ministry. You understand? When you're the Minister of Information is the spokesman for the government of Nigeria. He speaks wider. Exactly. It's just like the jurisdiction of the police. The spokesman to the president, their jurisdiction is like SSS. Specific to a specific internal security of the state. We speak for and on behalf of the president and his official act. So we're clear about our job. But people tend to think that anything at all about government is the job of only the spokesman. Every minister is a spokesman for it. So now, in terms of what he says when he holds a meeting, Wike is a very good instrument in this government. He's a highly efficient and competent officer in this government. And he has capacity which has been proven to everybody. He has a disposition that will create enemies and friends for him. I have that kind of disposition. Those who will love you. Those who will hate you, they will hate you. The subject of what he discussed, if the president is not comfortable, the president will talk to him. He's an appointee of the president, not us. Personally, I feel that some of his monthly meeting that he called to clarify issue is good for him. If everybody has that opportunity to be calling and be clarify issue, maybe you have less enemy.
The president nominated ambassadors and then sent them out, Some of them very controversial, but I won't go into all of them. I'll just mention one. The shocker for me, really, is that Barrister Jimoh Ibrahim was named as Nigeria's permanent representative to the United Nations. There are many less controversial persons that could fit that bill. First, why not? Why? Because that job is actually for career ambassadors.
The president of the United States.
Why that person?
I'm coming. The president of the United States of America,
demanded for Jimoh Ibrahim.
I'm coming. The largest country of the world.
Yes.
Strongest country of the whole economy. So many of his companies went bankrupt. It didn't deter him from becoming the president. To give you the picture of one, Jimoh Ibrahim is not sent to the United Nations to go and start a business. He's representing Nigeria. Jimoh Ibrahim is well qualified educationally, mentally and morally. And as a matter of fact for me, Jimo Ibrahim is a rare gem in Nigeria. Forget about his business, conflict of business. We are all human beings. Human beings are political animals. We all have our past, right? But Nigeria has one fundamental, some not everybody, have fundamental problem. Anytime somebody is appointed to a position, the next thing they talk about is controversy. That the person is controversial, he should not be appointed. The same people raising this thing in media houses that are saying, nobody is more controversial than them. So Nigeria is not looking for perfect people. Nigeria is looking for performing people. That's whenever they come to the State of the Union, the Americans, they will say, we are not a perfect country, we are working towards a perfect union.
Brilliant, brilliant.